guys? This is Simon Sage from iMore. We are at GDC 2015 with Pavel from 11-Bit Studios checking out this War of Mine. Pavel, what can you tell us about the game?
So basically, this War of Mine has been released at the end of 2014 on Windows, Mac and Linux with I believe I can say, big critical and commercial success. And now we're bringing this to iPads and Android tablets. I think this is a very first presentation of a working iPad version. In case any crashes appear, sorry for that, it's a work in progress, so that may happen. And what makes this War of Mine very unusual is that unlike any war game you can think of, it presents not super soldiers running and shooting millions of bullets, but it's a very serious game focusing on civilians. It happens in a fictional city and there's a fictional conflict in the background. We've made it on a purpose to stay away from any political connotations. We simply wanted to show how people suffer when there's a war surrounding them, and that's why I would call it a very serious game. So from the very beginning we had to be very careful to not make it trivial or too shallow, because this is a very serious topic, so it had to be treated with proper respect. I believe we've made it. What we can see right now is the beginning. There's three civilians who group together and they are planning to help each other to survive. Interestingly, the characters are based on us, so what we can see here, Pavle is, in reality this is Kasper, one of the game designers. The other guys here are graphic guys, and all the animations, 3D models, everything was made based on us, actually, because we wanted to have a feel of real people, not so beautiful, not so shiny, having some physical characteristics, like some are fat, some are skinny, and basically these are us. Now, they are hidden in a shelter during the day. In the night, they will have to sooner or later leave and search for necessities. I'm searching through the shelter to find simply anything. I found some wood, some electrical parts, some pills. I'm gonna grab it all, and I'm glad to have some pills because Pavle is slightly sick and he will need a medication sooner or later. Maybe I'm gonna send him to dig here. No, it's locked, so maybe I will send him to search here and here. Now, physical challenge is relatively easy part, because people may get sick, may get hungry. You will need to focus on getting medication or food, but what is the big picture here is that it's heavily inspired by reality. So sooner or later your people may go sad, they even may go broken and deeply depressed. How can go depressed? For example, if you see violence and not react, or react in a different way, or if someone robs you, you're simply maybe sad because you are starving and someone robbed you, and you need to react somehow. You need to make people feel better. So there are little moments of joy. People may play a guitar if they have one. They may distill moonshine and they may drink it to feel better. That's what people do when war breaks out. So this War of Mine, unlike any game you can think of, is actually picturing drama and tragedy instead of typical fun and entertainment. And while as a developer I'm not attacking entertainment in games, because actually I really like it and love it, but what I am against is that saying that games are only for entertainment. We figure out at some point that we are ready to picture serious stories in games, and we are doing it, and I firmly believe this War of Mine is not the only example, because you have Gods Will Be Watching, you have Dead Dragon Cancer, you have Papers, Please, and entire trend of games tackling different topics, and I believe there will be more such games. And so it's not a trend of some kind of genre. I would say it's a process of maturization that happened in movie industry as well a few decades ago. So if you think about, for example, a movie, let's say The Pianist, which is actually picturing survival of a guy after the war in Warsaw, this is what one of the topics this war of mine is talking about is this thing. And we are from Warsaw, so actually we have grandfathers and grandmothers who survived different conflicts, and they know it, and the memory is living. So doing the research, it wasn't that difficult to find people who knew what it was to survive a war, being a civilian.
What can you tell us about the goals of the game? I mean, is it simply to survive as long as possible?
Like in reality, the war will end someday. You don't know it, so the game randomizes it to some extent. It may be a shorter period, maybe a longer one. Okay, Bruno, how about you? You maybe go here. But there is the end. So your goal is to survive the war, and that's the end. If you can make it with everyone, that's quite an achievement. But I assure you there will be risks. Some people will die. Someone may want to join you. You may gain a friend by being the good guy. What I read in the media, this is a bit brutal, but it pictures the game pretty well. Is that it tests your moral compass. So sometimes you are faced with a situation where you need to be the bad guy for a moment. Then people may go broken, for example, in the game. So you need to sometimes sacrifice yourself just not to be the bad guy, which is, I think, come on, Bruno, which is quite unusual.
Well, it's very serious stuff, very, very compelling and interesting gameplay. What can you tell us about release dates, how much it's going to cost when the iOS version is released?
The price is not set yet. I think we need a few weeks to debug and fix the things we're not happy yet with, and another few to polish everything. So let's say around 2 months from now we should be ready to release the game, and it's going to be on iPads and Android tablets. We rather won't make it for smartphones because the screen is too small to capture all the detail in the game. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for more info. Just let me add, we're heavily involved in War Child UK charity. So this is a charity organization from London which focuses on helping kids in war zones. So we're raising money for them, and there's a really cool initiative we're tailoring right now, so I hope to share details in a day or two from now.
That sounds fantastic. Thanks a lot.